Hi everyone, Esme here. Let's dive straight into it. I have no clue what I'm doing. I have no clue what I am doing in my life. I don't know if there's more people that, have a similar experience or feeling like I am. Because, okay, let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm just gonna be totally open with you and just share some stuff about me. I am this person. I will have a huge interest in a subject and I will just drop everything and focus on that, and it can be for a month, it can be for half a year, it can be for 1.5 years, it can be for longer. But then that main thing is just gonna become like my new goal, my new life goal. For instance, for a while I was very much into climbing, but then after 1.5 years, I kind of realized, maybe not. But I had already so many goals in my head of oh my god, I'm gonna do this course, I'm gonna do that course, and then I'm gonna be that course, and then eventually I'm gonna go ice climbing because that's just ape shit. That's fucking cool. I did that once when I was in Iceland, and that was so cool. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do all of these courses, and then I'm gonna do that, and then it's gonna be my life, and I'm gonna be a climber, and do 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 do. And then at some point, I just lost interest. And that is the story of my life. It happens. It is my brain. I don't know if it's got something to do with ADHD. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But I don't want to put too much on labels and shit because everybody is everything these days. So I've got a busy brain. So then I get a new interest and I'm like, oh my god, okay, what am I gonna do with my life? Okay, bigger picture, right? Job wise, what am I gonna do with my life? What is the meaning of my life? Those big questions, what am I gonna do? And then I get this idea of, yes, this is the career path I'm gonna go on. Oh my god, yes, I'm gonna do, okay, the different career ideas I have been having so far. Going into sales and climbing in the company and doing international sales and doing that kind of stuff. But then that didn't kind of work out. Month in a recruitment company, and I just wasn't really feeling it. I was feeling I don't know, it was not what I was searching for. And then many of my things have been with sales, doing that. I studied sales. I studied commercial economics at sales and marketing. So for me, it felt logical, I need to do something with this education. So yeah, but then I kind of realized, okay, maybe that's not it, maybe that's not it. So then I thought, what else am I interested in? Psychology. I'm so interested in psychology. I'm still very interested. I'm like, oh, am I really gonna be a shrink? Am I gonna do that? Hearing to so much negative stuff during the day. Am I even gonna like that? I mean, I'm a sensitive person. Is that gonna be good for my mental health? I don't know. And I'm exploring this idea, and I'm like, oh, but I didn't do the 4 year education for even to go in that direction, so maybe not. And then I thought, maybe I'm gonna go coaching, maybe I'm gonna do that, maybe I'm gonna go life coaching, maybe I'm gonna go career coaching. That could be super interesting because I've always been good at coaching people. I've been good at helping people getting out of a rough spot, friends that were not having a little bit of a hiccup in life, and I could really motivate them and just do this, just go for that, and just do na 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 woo 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 woo. So I thought I need to do something with that. But then I kind of thought, who am I gonna coach right now? Who am I gonna coach right now? I'm 26 years old, and I was well, then I was even maybe younger. I was younger. And I'm like, yeah, people are not gonna listen to me. Like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? Like, like, I know everything about life. Listen to me. No. So I was like, I don't even know how to go about that. So maybe not. Or maybe not right now. Maybe the correct things didn't really come on my path. I don't know. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't know. I mean, I really enjoy working at festivals and concerts and I like the entire vibe around it. And I've done that for some time, but not as like a full-time gig. So yeah, it doesn't even pay the bills for me, like the job that I was doing. So, I'm searching. I am searching. And then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go travel. I'm gonna go travel and I don't fucking know, find myself, run away from my problems, maybe both. I don't know. Maybe I just like traveling. I always thought I am a traveler. I am a traveler at heart, and my life destiny is just traveling and seeing the world and da 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 da. So, I have been doing lots of traveling. And last year I went to Southeast Asia for 5 months, and that was a big journey. And I mean, I can tell more about that some other time. But, I've been doing that. And there I kind of realized, just constantly traveling, that's also not really like the thing that I want to be doing. I mean, constantly traveling is kind of lonely. Like, never staying in a place long enough to make proper connections. Always having the same old conversations with everybody, like, oh, hi, where are you from? Where are you traveling to? What are your stories? And, it's fun, but still, I'm like, want some more, want some more. So, coming back from traveling, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then at some point, fast forward a little bit, I thought, you know what? There has been some more things that I haven't explored that little old me was pretty darn excited about, And one of those things was dog sledding. Dog sledding. I thought, that's so fucking cool. I have been watching all of these documentaries about dog sledding ever since I was little and dog sledding races, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And I have always lived by the principle of like, you can do fucking everything. Honestly, in my life, if I really want something, if I want to try it out, I will. Nothing or nobody is going to stop me. I am stubborn. I am so fucking stubborn. People can tell me like, you cannot do that, or that's difficult, and I'll be like, yeah, I will. Watch me. So just me trying out a whole bunch of stuff, trying to find a thing that's gonna be it for me. I did get quite comfortable though in the Netherlands because, it has been my spot for my biggest part of my life. I've been living there. And, it was a bit scary to leave that all of a sudden. But I did it, I quit my rent and like some other journeys and places I went to and some cool stuff. I could talk about that some other time, trying to keep some sort of focus in my story. And now I forgot my story. Oh my god. Netherlands, leaving it. Norway, yes. So I wanted to go dog sledding. So me going completely feral over this idea, and what I told you, if I want it, I'm gonna make it fucking happen. I'm gonna make it happen. So I applied for almost all of the dog sledding places throughout Norway, Sweden, and Finland, because I thought, you know what, one of them is gonna, have to work, except for if I felt like it wasn't ethical or something. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do this, And then I found my job. I found a job in Norway. So I went to Norway. Only yeah, that didn't really work out. They wanted somebody who was already professional and already trained and already like was going to be able to do the dog sledding tours instantly, was able to know everything. But I was a complete beginner and they knew this, but they still chose me because they kind of hoped that I would be like some miracle case. And after 1 month, they were like, look, we would love for you to stay here, but as a volunteer. Like, for sure, we will pay your food and you can stay here and all of that, but we're just not gonna hire somebody this season. We're gonna do it ourselves because we don't have time for like training, and we need somebody who's like already like super fast and like can do all of this and da 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 da. So that was a slap in the face. And I was like, what the hell? I thought I was doing so well. I didn't know. Because they were also like really happy with my energy. They were like, we would like to have you around here because you've got so much positive energy. You've got so much energy. You're always smiling. You're always singing. We love to have that around here. But yeah, I was like, at some point, I've been kind of floating around for the last couple of years. I need some sort of income because otherwise I am going to like not have any money, like zero. So God help me, I need to earn something. And hell no that I'm gonna give up on this dream. So I went to search. I was like, you know what? I just need to go search again, but this time for a place that is gonna be for sure having space to train me. That's gonna be like my criteria. I'm gonna be like super honest, like that's it. So then I had multiple other interviews lined up, but then there was this one place that really was my favorite because it was in an area that I really wanted to go to, and the conversation just went really well, and they made me a bunch of promises, and they promised me like it's gonna be totally different here because I was 100% honest with them about my previous experience. And they were like, no, for sure, we will have time to train you. You will never have to go out with the dogs completely solo, like on a trip. You will always have another person with you because that's just because of safety reasons, and we're gonna train you. And they gave me like a whole bunch of other promises. And then I arrived there, and yeah, it wasn't all that I hoped for, and definitely not what they promised. Basically, a similar thing kind of happened. Not really time to train me. And then all of a sudden, they were like, yeah, next week we want you to train all of the dogs and do like the entire dog yard, all of the sled dogs. We want you to manage everything, train like 4 teams a day, go out on like the 4x4 and go and train them. And I told them at this point, guys, you have not I have not trained the dogs once here. I don't even know how to drive this 4x4. I have never done this. And to be like training, doing that solo, zero experience, that could lead to lethal consequences. That could lead to big accidents. So I told them, like, no, I'm not gonna do this. This is highly irresponsible. Like, you want me to be at the kennel by myself? Sure, I can do that. If everybody else is busy, I can do that. I can feed the dogs. I can take care of them. I can let them out for a run. I can take them out for walks. I can do all of that for sure. But solo training without having done it once? No way. I'm not gonna take responsibility for that. And that kind of caused a lot of drama, saying I was not willing to work and da 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 da. A lot of other drama happened. Basically, this place has become a flop. Yeah, so much drama happened here that I cannot even imagine. Like, I have never in my life worked somewhere that has been so unprofessional. Never. Never. Like making false promises. Like they put me in a house far away from where I was supposed to work. Even though they knew I didn't have a car because I told them during the interview and it wasn't gonna be a problem. So then they borrowed me a car. Totally fine. Good solution. And then all of a sudden they took the car away. And I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's no public transport, at least not at the time when I was supposed to work. There's like one bus going there and one bus back during the day. So I needed to go hitchhiking every single day for work. And I got lucky that I was able to drive to work with a colleague in the morning sometimes. But it's pretty darn stressful, every day needing to like be dependent on other people to get to your job, to have to hitchhike, no matter the weather, in the Arctic north of Norway. Yeah, it's not great. And I'm a person, I will stay positive for a long time, and you know what? I like hitchhiking, and I like meeting new people when I hitchhike, and like the stories, and making new friends, making new connections, people that might know somebody that knows somebody that has a job for me. I mean, I've had like mostly really good experiences doing this hitchhiking, so I really like it. But at some point, it is quite exhausting, and yeah, I didn't have a click with my coworkers here. Um, so that was a shame. At the previous place, I did have like such a good click with my coworkers. We called ourselves the dream team, and we were always having so much fun. But here, good people for sure, but just our characters not really a click. So yeah, at this point, I am a little bit like, what the hell am I gonna go and do now? Like, I still need some stability and some income because, like, I have been not having like a stable job income source in the last couple of years, and that's fine. That's part of my journey and discovery process, and just really not spending a lot of money. But right now I do feel like, damn, I need some stability. Like, girl, like, I have been floating around forever right now. And I have always thought, no, fuck the 9 to 5 jobs. I cannot sit behind a computer the entire day. I will go crazy. But right now, I'm like, I just need some stability. Like, I just need just something, like a job that is going to give me money so I don't need to stress and like find accommodation. So I don't need to like constantly stress, like, where am I even gonna live? Am I gonna have enough money? Where am I gonna go? How am I gonna get there? How am I gonna get my groceries? Also, because how am I gonna reach a grocery store when I'm in the middle of nowhere? So that's fun. And then it's also like, oh my god, I'm so like, where am I gonna go? Like, I could go back to the Netherlands, but I don't have an apartment or anything back there. I mean, I've got my family and my friends, but I left the Netherlands for a reason. I want to go and live somewhere where there is mountains or where there is fjords and rough nature, and just where nature provides, where I can go out in the nature and collect berries and learn about like living off of nature. Like maybe not like fully, but I would like to know a little bit more about nature than I do now. Because when I was younger, I used to be so into that. So into nature. Like I used to watch Discovery, Animal Planet, and National Geographic, and like, oh my god, I knew all of the dinosaur names. I mean, just saying. Not trying to impress everybody, but I knew all of the dinosaur names. I still think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I knew a bunch of shit about like survival. Like, I watched the survival shows, but then I ended up, living in the Netherlands, and I used to be this scouting girl and into all of that shit. And then I became quite I wouldn't say such a girl's girl, but I did become more of a girly girl. Like, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna get my hands like dirty, and not gonna let my clothes get dirty, and I was like, what happened to me? What happened to me? And I don't know shit about nature. I don't know anything. Like, I could look outside and see a tree, and like, what is that for a tree? Like, of course you can't know everything, like, generally speaking. Unless you're like super into that and you spend a lot of time in doing that. But I didn't even know like the most basic plants. And there's so much interesting stuff in nature. Like there's so many mushrooms that are edible. There's like so many leaves that you can use for so many purposes, like for food, for what's the word? Cosmetica? No, like, is that the word? Like to take care of your hair or for your skin or for tea and to take care of yourself from the inside, and for food like berries, so many berries. And wow, and just being here in Norway, I have learned so much stuff. People here actually fish for their food. People actually hunt. And I think that's insane. That's so cool. It feels like such a culture shock, even though Norway isn't even that far from the Netherlands. And it just got me so it got my adventure lust back, like interest in the world that I live in. Like, the world isn't just this career, this 9 to 5, this, going to the office every day, coming back, having something nice to eat, spending some time with your friends. You're living in this amazing world, planet Earth, and like, there's so much cool shit out here. Like, wow, and I don't know shit, and I want to know shit. Like, what is the important thing in life? And for everybody that is different. But for me, I felt pretty darn stupid that even though I might know a bunch of shit about like office stuff or commercial economics or social media, I don't even know, like I didn't even use social media, but like the stuff that I know, or all of that nature has to offer, all of that the world has to offer. And I guess I am a traveler at heart, but most of it has been like learning that it's not about going from place to place to place and seeing as much stuff in as little time as possible, but it's about really experiencing and really learning. And I don't want to be this stupid idiot anymore that doesn't even know how to make a fire, even though when I was younger that was like the easiest thing. Like, I could make a fire. I loved to play with fire when I was in scouting. I would be that annoying kid that would always poke the stick into the fire because that's just fun. Who doesn't enjoy lighting sticks on fire? And here I got that interest back. I feel like, the last year, 1.5 year, maybe 2 years, has been so amazing for me because I am getting back to like my inner child and just reconnecting with myself and with nature. Like, oh, I had a bonfire here with some new friends that I made, and I found such a good stick. I found a great stick. It was perfect. And I lit it on fire and it burned so great. Like, you could like do that, and then it would make like the circle and like the burning circle, and you could like light other sticks on fire in the fire, and it was amazing. And I was doing that for like the entire bonfire. While people were talking to each other, and I, sometimes would talk with them or would respond, but mainly I was just enjoying myself playing with the stick and the fire. And that's just amazing. So right now, it feels like I'm in this clash of this, wow, I am getting back into like my creativity and in touch with nature and in touch with myself, and I want to explore and I want to go do all of that stuff, and I don't want to feel tired every time that I get back home from some soul draining job and just have energy to watch a series on TV, even though I enjoy doing that. But I want to do more stuff. But if you don't have energy, you don't have energy. So, but I need an income. I need some stability, because at this point I'm going crazy, because at this point I can't really access my creativity and that fun, and I can't really access it that often, because right now I am just too stressed because I don't have this job anymore. Like, I am now in my final month of this job, and I am like, shit, where am I gonna go? Like, I could go to a different country, but I really love how beautiful this country is. It's just so pretty. Like, nature-wise, I feel like this is just my spot. But I don't know the language yet. I mean, I would like to learn. I'm like using a language learning app a little bit. But yeah, not on a professional level yet, for sure. And then the question is, like, am I gonna go back into the dog sledding, because it has not been treating me well so far, and I am maybe a more softer person. I mean, I can be quite direct and like ta 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 ta, but still it's kind of different here. Maybe I'm more creative, and maybe I'm not as fast or as I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know if this is my type of job, even though I love being with the dogs and I love spending time and taking care of them, and I love that. But I don't know if this is it for me. Even though it's kind of sad, because I haven't been able to do the dog sledding yet. I mean, I sat on the back of like an ATV while training the dogs, which was amazing. And at my previous place, I trained them, also in like a similar thing to an ATV, but I didn't do the actual sled thing. And I still kind of want to try out being a tour guide, but I really don't know if it's for me. Like, so far, like, the culture around it and the people, and I don't know if it is my culture, my people, or my vibe. If it's, I'm usually this person that would like jump out of their comfort zone a lot, a lot. But I'm starting to feel like maybe it's also good if I would kind of go a little bit back in my comfort zone sometimes, and maybe like find a job or something that will provide me with some stability at least. So I need to like stress out all the time about what's gonna happen with me. But just something where my qualities are more like my qualities shine a bit more, instead of like everybody has got like their qualities and their things that they're just a bit less natural in, I would say. And I keep choosing those things that are very out of my comfort zone and things that are really not natural for me. And then I push myself, and then I learn. I try to learn. I try to learn all of these new skills. And like, I never worked with an axe before. And look at me. Like, I'm able to swing an axe and hack and check frozen shit up. And I'm like doing all of this like muscly stuff. And I was like a weak piece of shit before I came to Norway. I didn't know how to get my hands dirty like properly, and like building stuff and like doing all of that physical work. Even though when I was a kid I loved to do that. Like building shit and hammering nails into like wood, and I didn't do that for years. But now I've been doing that, and I'm actually pretty proud of myself, because it is like a whole different thing. But yeah. So now I'm at this crossroad point where I don't really know where to go. If I want to use my creative voice, I might stay uncomfortable and broke, unless I give myself the space to do it while I do something else that offers me stability. But I don't know what. Like my brother said, go and do like some office job. Just some office job, because you know you would probably be good at it. And it would earn you some money and you don't have to stress about that, you know? And then I think, yeah. But I do want to have time to do this creative stuff and like explore and learn more, and I don't want to get stuck in just doing that job and just having energy for that job, because I feel like that's wasting my life. But what is the middle? What is balance? How do I find balance? Right now I'm just really not sure. Maybe I should go for a part-time job that I maybe don't like so much but has like a steady pay, which would then give me more free time, no stress, more mental space to go and do whatever the hell I want to do with my free time, and use that to just, I don't know, explore and just do and just create and just whatever. I don't know. Or find a new interest, passion kind of thing that I can obsess about and like be all about. But my list is running out. I've already tried so many fucking things. But maybe not in like full-time job wise. I haven't really tried a whole lot of things, and maybe I'm a little bit dramatic. I haven't actually tried a whole lot of full-time jobs because I'm a little bit like prejudging those jobs, because then I think like, no, that's probably too boring, or no, I would go crazy, and no. Because I also know myself, like when I get into a job, I will not give up. I'm really not a person that gives up, so I would try and make any job work that I land. I would never quit a job unless management or people, they really try to fuck me over. This has actually been the first time in my life that I decided like, I don't want to work here anymore. And that's a big thing, because usually I would not do that. But yeah, I don't want to be like job switching all of the time. I just want to find something that's just gonna be like stable for some time. And if that's like half a year, if that's a year, if that's a couple of years, if that's like a long ass time, that I don't know. I just know that I need some stability just for the time being, for the coming months, to just chill my ass down, yeah, so my head doesn't go crazy, so I got time to be a bit crazy, because that is how I like to be. So yeah, thank you for bearing with me through this video. if you are still here, this has been quite a long video, but if you did come here, you now know more things about me. And maybe you recognize some of this. Maybe you're also on this constant search for like, where do I belong? And what is the balance between free time, exploring life and learning and that kind of stuff, and this full-time job, or this societal things of like getting by, like needing money and how expensive everything is, and like dealing with that. Like, what is the middle? What is the middle, guys? Like, how do you do it? Are you, like, if you are one of those people with a full-time job, like, are you happy? Did you manage to find a job that you actually love doing? A job that gives you energy? Like, obviously, there isn't gonna be a job that is gonna be amazing every single day, every single minute. There's not. I don't believe that. Because without lows, you're not gonna have the highs. But I am pretty sure that there is jobs that are fitting for you, that can make you excited to go to your job in the morning, and can be like, well, not excited, but more like, you know, today's a new day and I'm just gonna go work today and it's gonna be fine. And at the end of the day, I'm still gonna feel fine because my job is not too bad. That's something that I wouldn't mind going for. The only job that I had that with was my sales job when I was 18. I kept it for 3 years. That was the longest job that I kept because I loved it. I just loved everything about it, like the colleagues, the earning for what, like, you actually earn money because of what you do. Like, hard work gets you somewhere, you know? And I have experienced at a lot of companies that I tried working at after that, because I did stop the sales job because I decided I kind of grew out of it and I wanted to do like more meaningful stuff and actually help people. And I never wanted to sell something again that I felt like people didn't actually need or really helped them. Like, even though I enjoyed selling, but it just didn't feel right anymore. It wasn't my thing. But where was I? I thought I was ending this video. And then I went back to the sales job. How'd I get there? I don't know. I don't care. It's probably not relevant. Whatever. So, guys, thank you for watching this video. See you next time.